Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another film review. Different location today. You know, now and again I like to bring you something a little different somewhere else. Today we're looking at Winnie the Pooh 2, Blood and Honey. Now, me and the lad watched this last night because we were really excited to watch it because we both loved the first one. Really cheesy, really bad acted sort of slasher movie, and we both loved it. Great kills. So we watched the second one last night, and we weren't disappointed again. Again, it was very cheesy, badly acted, probably more badly acted than the first one. Film, and it was absolutely fantastic. Um, Now, it's this film was a strange sort of story. It kind of it doesn't lead on from the first one. What it does, it makes the first one um, supposed to be a movie based upon an event that's happened with Christopher Robin, where he's got blamed for these sort of murders, and somebody's made a horror film about it, which was the first film. So this is sort of like based on that, um, and it sort of follows Christopher Robin dealing with recovering from this. Apparently, he's become a doctor, um, but then he loses his job because of the bad press the hospital's getting because he's employed by them, and because of the impact of this film. Um, and while this is all going on, and we see his life story with his parents and stuff like this, killings are starting to happen again in Hundred Acre Wood. With Winnie the Pooh, but this time he's joined with Piglet and Owl. Um, Owl looks rather strange. It doesn't really look like Owl. The lad thought it looked like a villain from Power Rangers, and I said it looks like something from Nightbreed. It doesn't really look anything like an owl, but but it was still cool. It had some cool effects. The film had some really good deaths in the film, which we really enjoyed. Some of them were really gruesome, and of course, Pooh was fantastic. Um, and the story sort of unfolds throughout the um, the film that he's lost his brother. His brother went missing, um, and he sort of like keeps having. He goes to see this sort of a hypnotherapist who hypnotizes him, and he has flashbacks to the day his brother goes missing, and all this sort of thing going on. And he then um, unfolds that there's this caretaker at the hospital that was taking these kids because he sees them in his visions, and he questions this caretaker, and this caretaker was taking his kids for this doctor in the woods, and because this doctor was promising to help this caretaker pay his gambling debts. So he was taking these children, and this doctor was doing experiments with them with animals. And so, obviously, these kids died, and he buried them in the woods, and they resurrected into Winnie the Pooh and things like this. And we even get to see Tigger later in the film. Um, so, what do we think of it? It was really cool. It was great fun. It's really cheesy. The story was really patchy and everywhere. A lot of the time, you're left guessing what the hell's going on. It is that sort of film because it is sort of like everywhere. But it does sort of fall into place as the film goes along. The deaths are really cool. Really enjoyed the deaths. We thought they were really cool. Um, and I did like the characters, the Pooh Bear characters there. The acting is the worst acting I've seen in the film in years. It's terrible. It's probably worse than Italian horror films. At least they did theirs with conviction. Um, Christopher Robin spends half of the film crying, and it's all fake. And the negative of the film is the music. The music is so loud that you can't hear what they're saying sometimes. It's louder than the volume of the cast sort of speaking. So you have to really sort of listen to what they're sort of saying because you can't hear it because the music's so loud. And there's no other sort of setting to change the music on. So that was a negative. Um, but you know, that was it really. Apart from that, we really, really enjoyed it. It was a really cool film. Um, I believe there is a third one in the make, and there was at the beginning of the film, there was a trailer for another film they made coming out called Mickey Mouse Trap, and it sort of stars this Mickey Mouse sort of killer, sort of slasher. That's going to be really cool too. So we sat and watched that trailer at the beginning and thought, wow, cool, can't wait for this. This is going to be awful. As I shall try and put a couple of clips up as this is running. Yeah, so there's a trailer for the Mickey Mouse Trap, which is probably going to be their next release. And then there's the trailer for the original Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. So this film is just called Winnie the Pooh 2, Blood and Honey. There's no other sort of different titles to it. And the story sort of unfolds that these animals sort of regenerate themselves so they can't die. Um, so it sort of leaves itself open, doesn't it, for endless kind of possibilities. Now, I said to my lad, there's loads of homages in this film and the other film. It's like if you look at the characters really carefully, they resemble other sort of slasher film killers. Like Tigger in this film really resembles sort of Freddy Krueger. He's got like his claws, and his sort of characters sort of acts a little bit like Freddy Krueger. Obviously, Winnie the Pooh is very, very similar to Jason Voorhees. He's got that sort of that strong, bold stature that can't be sort of shaken, and his kills are brutal like Jason. So they got these sort of little quims, and there was other bits in the film that were like shout outs. There's a shout out to the Evil Dead in this film where they Christopher Robin is playing this cassette of this caretaker, and it sort of narrates like Evil Dead when he's telling you the story of the Book of the Dead. It's sort of similar to that, and then you get a clip of the owl flying through like the woods like Evil Dead. So there's all these little I think little shout outs to some other horrors, and I hope some people picked up on that throughout the film. It's really cool. So I'm going to score the film a great watch and give it an 8 out of 10. It's not a 9 out of 10. I did give the last one a 9. I did prefer the last one because the story was a lot more sort of basic and straightforward, and that's what I want with these silly films. When they try to take themselves serious, they kind of get lost, and this one in areas did. The story was a little bit everywhere, you know, but it's good that they were trying, but on a positive, it's good that they were trying to take it a different angle and not just played out the same thing. So that was another really cool aspect, that they did take it to another angle, and I really did enjoy that, and the lad enjoyed it too. But yeah, it lacked a few things in there that I thought, yeah, this would have given it a 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10, but it was still a great film. If you enjoyed the first one, I'm sure you enjoy the second one. They are a guilty pleasure, guys. They're not top-notch horror films. They're not slasher films. These are British, very, very low budget slasher films, and they're pretty cool. And it's great that there's films like this coming out from Britain. Winnie the Pooh 2, Blood and Honey, 8 out of 10. Any of you guys seen it? If you have, let me know down below. It's only came out this week, so on Blu-ray. So I don't know if you've got a chance to see it yet. But if you do, watch the first one first, because, like I said, it is connected, but in not the same way where the story continues. You know, it's connected with that first film. It's supposed to be a horror film made by filmmakers of events that's happened that Christopher Robin has been involved with, and it's affecting his life, sort of thing. So again, that's quite a cool direction. Anyway, guys, till the next video, please check out some other horror channels. Check out Horror Hands, Horror Geek, Man v Film, RS Design, Pizzlewell, I Am Ice Lord, Cat Watches Horror Movies, Grumpy Andrews, Haunted House, and a massive shout out to my Winnie the Pooh loving lad. Till next time, look after yourselves, look after one another, and I really hope I'll see you all soon.